Okay, Kate here. I got a question. How do you adjust these things after you make them? This is a CDT exam model that I used to take my CDT exam. This is one of my practice models I did back in 2003. So I'm going to be using this as an example. I'll keep forgetting to take film of when I actually do a real one. So hopefully this will still answer your questions. The main question was, I can't get it to let's see if I zoom in on this. I can't get it to touch that tooth, the canines. I can't get it to, how do you get it to touch the canines? And I thought it was a real important question. How do you get this to snap on your model? So I'm just going to see, this kind of falls off. Anyway, let me do one important concept and I'll come back to this model. I had these extras here. One without acrylic, one with acrylic. Now, I want you to see something. I make a certain bend, let's say right here. I want you to see what the wire does. Closes in. You see how those two came together? Now, some of you can already guess what's going to happen when I do this. Right? So, it's going to try to close those two pieces together, those two ends. But they're embedded in acrylic, so actually it's going to push out. So, see how that went out? So that's the thing. When you bend these, I don't know how to put this. When you bend these, sometimes the bends you do are opposite of what you do when you're building the wire. You just got to remember that. So, when you go to bend, adjust these hollies, I like to take my 3 prongs and just slightly, like maybe 3 spots. And I'm not even doing it very hard. And you don't want to crush this thing. You don't want to squeeze so hard you A-frame it where it just makes it like the letter A. You don't want that. And look, it's already bending down some. Alright, here's ball clasp. I like to bend here and here. This isn't good because I don't have the model for this, so let me skip that for now. Okay, how do I fix this? Alright. I'm going to put my 3 prong right here. My single side of the prong on this side and my double side on this side. And what that's going to do is fold it in. And sometimes it helps to actually push while you bend. So I'm going to bend it and push. So you see how that gave a little bit? Let's see if that helped. A little bit and closer. So actually I'm going to see if I can do the same thing here so you can see it. Let's say the doctor wants to touch that tooth and keep it where it's at and not try to move it. So do the same thing. Single prong on the outside, 2 prongs on the inside. Squeeze and push at the same time. There you go. It's touching it more. Alright. Still got a little work to do here. There's one thing I want to do is bend it more here to where it gets closer to the gums there. See how it's flared out? There's a couple ways to do that. Yeah, it's already getting tighter, I can tell. Is to just bend it. There we go. Alright, we're still not touching the tooth. So I'm going to do the same bend, but I'm going to do it right here. Alright, I'm going to try to push it in toward the tooth. And push it in toward the tooth. There we go. Touching it up there. Alright, let's talk about the C-clasp. Again, this is not my best work. Okay, they can go a little higher gingivally. Well, first I'm going to curl the tips in, the interproximal points. And fold it down. There we go. That felt better. Okay. Ball clasp. Ball clasp, I mean, these are arrow clasps, but they're more like ball clasp. I'm going to try to put a bend right here. And that's going to fold it more into the gums. Put a bend here. Put a bend there. Put a bend there. Now, if you run into a problem of you put a bend in there and now it doesn't fit on there at all, undo that bend as soon as you can before you forget what bend you just did. Alright, now with all that work on this side's gotten a little lonely, gotten a little flared out, so let's tighten it in the same way. It's really tight now. And bend it in. Alright. Kind of matches the other side. There we go. Now, you can also make adjustments on the model. See how I'm about to squeeze this down? You can do it on the model if you got 3 prongs that are good enough. That needs to be flattened, but that's just something else to work on. Let's flatten that. You can tell how tight it is now. Make sure you check the level. Make sure it's not flared down or up or anything. Nice. There we go. Just need a little flattening. That one's still kind of loose, that C-clasp. So I'll just move it with my finger a little bit, and it'll give you an idea how loose it is. Okay. Oh, there you go. Just my little adjusting 101, QCing. I wouldn't go this tight, probably. because I know the doctor would get mad. Or it really depends on the doctor. Some doctors, they want them really tight coming from the lab, and some doctors want it loose. They want to do the tightening. So just get to know your doctors, ask them questions, especially when you pick up a new doctor. Hey, doc, how do you like your retainers? Do you like them really tight on the model, or do you want them, passive to where you can adjust them? And they'll definitely tell you their preference. So this is Cade signing off. Hope you enjoyed this, and ask your questions below.